Hello, good afternoon, good Sunday. Josephine Louis will always like to talk to you on Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon when you have your coffee, whatnot. So, why do I used to do it on a weekend? It's a day that we relax, right? And you can see sometimes I invite guests who are usually in synergy either with me or they are in synergy together. Yeah. So today, it just came to my mind. Hey, it's been a long time. I've been meeting these two Singapore girls. Now, the synergy that we share is we are the trio, right? Three of us are image consultants. Two of them, Shireen and Audrey, they both are mummies, like I said, two beautiful boys and girls. You should see how glamorous they are. You just couldn't believe they are mummies, right? And because of that, these two ladies came up with already almost everybody in Singapore knows them. Mummies Get Real. That is really, I must say, it's something that our profession can be diversified into many things. And this duo doing the Mummies Get Real has been so popular on the show, and they are doing very well during this pandemic. And they are beauty queens, yeah. So I always say I am a beauty queen too, but in my own kingdom, right? So why do I bring people into a live? I mean, I can be a host, they can be a host, but why do we do that? Is because we want people to share information. It could be educational, it could be humorous, it could be anything. Yeah, and people from all walks of life. So why not when you are relaxing in the afternoon, if you are an image consultant or you want to get to know image consultants more, listen to us. Very shortly, I'm going to bring these two girls in and you will see what I'm trying to tell you. Today, we had no agenda, nothing. And when I asked these two girls, I say, hey, would you like to join me in my life? They said, yeah, why not? We want to give a topic because a lot of them are waiting an answer. So, what would be that topic? They say, are we millennial enough? Oops, I say you just let me with a very sticky question. Are we millennial enough? Let's see what they say because I do want to know more about how to work with millennials. Yeah, come on, bring them in, T. Thank you, T, being our producer for the show. I often forget to introduce her because it's so excited at the beginning, right? T, could you please bring these two queens, these two mummies in? Okay, we're going to bring them in very soon. We have
Okay.
Shireen and Audrey.
Hello.
Hello, guys.
Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
everybody.
Happy Sunday.
Hi. Hi, Joe.
Hi.
Hi, T.
Hi,
Yes.
hi. So I'm going to leave
Hello.
three of you ladies to enjoy chit-chatting here.
Wow.
Thank you, T.
Thank you.
Hey, ladies,
Oh,
where are your kids? Where are
okay.
your kids?
Where the kids are?
Where are the kids?
Playing.
Kids are
I
oh.
think they are organizing themselves for. Actually, they're organizing their rooms for Christmas. They're getting ready for Christmas already. My girls are actually in the mood for Christmas, counting down already.
When you see your girl, how 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 big is your girl now?
One is 13 and the other one is 3.
Ah, 3 and 4 years gap, yeah.
Big gap, but very nice.
13 years old. What generation are they? Yeah.
Because we're
Good
talking
question.
about the millennial, right? Today's
Yes.
show is on millennial. So,
Yeah, but we
okay,
start on the 13 age first.
I start with
So,
mine. Is it 13? Huh?
uh,
Okay, so we're not talking about what generation we are because we don't want to care about that, right? That's not important. We are forever
so
the young.
yeah. So what does millennial means? Because I get a little confusion, when I was talking to, before this show, I want to do
Yes.
some way. So I start talking with some friends. I say, hey, can you tell me how do you like working with millennials? And they start complaining. You know what I mean? It's like, hello, you are one of the millennial, aren't you? Tell me what does millennial
Whoops.
means to girls?
Okay, so I think millennials, firstly, there is an age group that you need to be born between.
Hmm.
So it's actually past the around to be exact, it's around I think 1981 to 1990, 1981 to 1996 around there.
Yes.
So that
I guess
means this year they should be in their 24s to 30s around there.
24 to 30.
Around
Yeah.
24. I think
To
even to the
39.
extent, yes, 30 plus. 38
before
like that, 39.
Before
Before
40.
40, that means they haven't hit the big 40 yet.
Hey, so you two
Okay.
girls, millennial or what?
It's okay.
Actually,
It's
I want
okay.
to
We are
burst out
always
saying, but I better hold back. I better hold back.
Who? Shirley, what did you say?
Huh? No,
Shireen
actually,
wants to burst out
normally
saying.
normally I'm quite impromptu. I want to burst out saying, but I'm holding back.
Holding back what? What is
Uh,
there to hold back?
What's
I
the
only can
back?
say, I am not far from Millennial.
Hiya! She tried to. Yeah, lah.
Huh?
We're already. I'm so close to the alpha. Then I should be saying that.
Another alpha.
Okay, but wait, Josephine, since you asked about the 13, I need to tell you, my 13 is in Gen Z. 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 So there's an X, there's a Y, and then she's a Z.
I couldn't imagine the Gen Z. Who are they when we are talking about the millennials already? Now, we are always saying about, the millennials today.
Yes.
What makes them work and what's irked them? Can you share?
Millennials,
Serena.
Work with them, and what irks them?
What
I
makes
think
them
millennial is very. I think millennials are very into freedom, individual
more liberal?
opinions, very and flexible to a certain extent. So they will want to achieve what they want to do, what they feel passionately about, where their interest lies. They will not just go with the flow and get a proper job and do what our our parents would tell us, study and do this, do that, and do this and do that. So, but for them, it's more of going with what they want to do, what's the freedom of action. Yeah, I think that's the direction they are going.
So
And I
I
also think that. Go
so
ahead,
I
Joe.
would use the word freedomism, right? Does that work with them?
Yeah, I think they will love that. I think they will love that. They are not so much like us will follow instructions in that way. That's why we may
Yeah.
see them as not responsible. We may see them as not thinking ahead, but actually they have their own kind of mindset, which we have to try our best to understand. I feel it's not like they are
Um.
wrong, but of course, if I think we had this little small chat. If they have it also depends on upbringing, but at the end of the day, their mindset is different from the other generation, the previous generation. So each generation that comes up, the mindset always evolves and different from the generation before that. So I think millennial is it's one that we have to understand, and then you have to talk about why Gen Z. It's another ball game that we try to understand.
Right. Because if we are talking about the millennials are between the age of 23 to 39, imagine this is the huge, I would say the huge, not a gap, but it's a huge number of youth today who are,
Yes.
in fact, they could be entrepreneurs, they could be leaders today. So I like the way Shireen says, they don't like a proper job. Yeah. So someone was telling me, yes, they don't want to work, they just want to be the boss. So everyone say I'm an entrepreneur today. Rightfully, it is good enough for them to know what is the actual definition of an entrepreneur. Everyone says they're entrepreneur, right? So anyway, it's a freedom of speech for them, right, Audrey?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And I think we don't want to diverge into going into the entrepreneur part, we go back to millennials. I think there's the other thing about the millennials is that because they make up almost like, according to I was reading some statistics, they actually make up about 75% of our workforce now. In time to come, especially in 2025, they'll make up about 75%. So imagine these 75% who are, who have the ability to earn their own income, and they can make their own decisions about certain things. To an extent, that means that they also have more, I would say they have been well educated in some way, because our parents, would have been the ones to kind of told them that, education is a must. And so even though you may find that, if you ask me, Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, is the education very different? I would say that the platform is still about there, but it's the way they receive the education is a bit different. Like now, they're able to receive education over the internet. So the exposure to internet is how and what makes the millennials different, very different. The millennials, it works for them. It's the internet age. I remembered in 1999 when I won the Singapore World, I had to get all my delegate friends who actually get them to autograph, and then we still have their addresses and everything, in handwritten form. But now manual. Now who even gives out a name card? If you give out a name card to the millennials, you know what they'll tell you? Please don't waste the paper. They tell you that. Yeah. Do you have a scan? Do you have a QR code? They'll tell you, do you have a QR code? Yes.
Like in class, sometimes when I say I introduce myself, and before I finish, they say, "Teacher, we already know," because all they have Google. Who are you?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So actually, it is not the worst thing, because internet exposure can be really the way to be more efficient. I think being efficient that way, and of course that also means that there is more. Do you realize that there's many more, mixed marriages, racial mixed marriages as well? Because of internet. It's really because of internet. So Joe, don't worry. Still have a lot of time.
No,
You never know.
I
So
do work with them.
this millennial, right? Because the moment that they are out, growing up, they were exposed to technology, like Audrey said, they were exposed to technology. So because they had it easy, I also wonder, because they had it easy, so people have this term as strawberry generation.
Yes.
That they bruise easily, but that generation is only part of the millennials, actually. It's not the whole
It's
millennial.
actually not the whole millennial.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct. So
actually, they are the Z already. The Z.
It's only 1981 to 91, is it? Around that 10 years only. 81, yeah. So it's part of the strawberry. So people think that they bruise easily. But I think maybe because they have things easy, they easily find things online, and their generation is the first thing that the moment they are open to the society, there is already internet. Unlike ours, we could compare. Last time we had pager, or last time we used write newspaper, we have autograph. They don't need this kind of thing now. Yeah. So people interpret that they bruise easily, a bit of setback, they start to like take a step back already, it's those kind of things. So I think it's a bit of it's a transition period for that generation. So cannot really, just brand them as easily bruised kind of generation or strawberry generation.
Wow.
That's my take lah.
A lot of positivities about millennials, yeah.
Of course, I think the other difference is maybe because they appear to others as they are maybe a bit more self-centered, or sometimes think about, I always say, the way that sometimes I will have to remind my daughter who's 13 years old, like I said, you wanted me, like this afternoon, I was just saying, you wanted me to buy 6 boxes of toffee nut latte from Starbucks because of the Starbucks cup. And I bought it for you. Okay. So with the 6 boxes of Starbucks latte, I said, okay, I can give away as presents. I can drink it all by myself. No worries. But what happened to the receipt that you're supposed to scan in and get the Starbucks card cup? And then she looked at me like, I thought you kept it, like that. And I said, no, I didn't keep it. I thought I already passed it to you to tell you to do the necessary so that you can get your Starbucks card. And then after that, she said, I don't know where's the cup. I don't know where's the receipt. Yeah, it's okay. For her, it's okay. It's okay after mommy has spent, I don't know how much, one Starbucks coffee. I cannot recall, but I've had to buy 6 of it, 6, of them. Okay, so Christmas, Shireen, you're gonna be drinking toffee nut latte instead of macchiato,
I think my kids will love it.
Okay, so what I'm trying to point at is that for them they just kind of like, oh, it's okay, never mind, don't have the Starbucks cup, it's fine, no receipt, it's fine, chill, it's like chill, mom, it's like chill, what's the big fuss? So for them it's always about, it's no fuss. And so I don't know whether they are less stressful than us, that means to them they're like no fuss, so I like the way she does no fuss, so that means, could it be they're having less stress than us? Because we are always so like, wow, we're always like, have you finished? Have you done this? Have you, scheduling and everything? So for them, it's like they go with the flow. It's like, oh, it's okay. If we need to go out now, we go out. If tomorrow we don't go out, we don't go out.
I feel that because we had it a bit harder, so we
Mm.
feel that we need to make things a bit easier for them. So things come a bit easier for them, and therefore they take things for granted.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
tendency to do that.
unlike the so-called earlier generations, okay, they have like how many kids? 5 kids, 7 kids. So from one kid take care of another kid to another kid. But now it's like we only have 1 or 2, maximum also 3. Okay, that's it. Okay, really, I don't see
Majority.
people who have, but majority, what's the average? We know the statistics says it's only 1.4, per family household. Okay, so imagine, do you think that when you only have 1 child in your family, are you going to be so hard on them? It's so difficult. So that's why sometimes
It comes to the fact that actually the mummies are doing too much things for the kids in that sense, right? And I would say for those millennials, one very important element I see all of them are having is being influential. It's like, I'm not saying they are followers, right? Whoever is iconic, come on, we do this. And if it
Yes.
is a Korean style, everybody does that. Come on, you have a dark hair or whatever. Because I just went to a hair salon and he was using the Korean color, and I said I don't like bright color. And the next thing I opened my eyes, right, the color was so bright. I was like, what should I do? But to them, it's like they this is the way it is. Like exactly what Audrey was saying. Yeah. What? There's no stress. It's true. Now,
It's
I'm not
true.
saying that we are going away from the topic of being millennial, but they do need to know uh, how to become a better millennial, so to speak, because we are all human in this world, right? Never mind. You see, today, nobody goes for double checking. Who double checks the work? I'm trying to become a millennial now. When Audrey said, hey, actually, it's a double N, I say, who cares? It's okay. Make mistakes.
Yeah, talk about the double N, okay? I am so going to slap this onto you because we've been using funny terms within our WhatsApp chat suddenly, right? You realize that I suddenly use this word, let's slay it. Because of my
Let's
13-year-old.
say it's the millennial term.
It's the
I didn't know
millennial
that.
term. Yes. And trust me, Josephine, I have so many millennial terms I have to put up with my 13-year-old. I don't know about Shireen. Shireen has an 11-year-old as well. She should also be
Sorry,
having to put up.
Audrey, your one is not millennial term already. Your one is
I'm not
Gen
millennial,
Z
sorry,
term. One
Gen
more
Z
step,
already.
one more
Yes.
step
One more
ahead
step
already.
already. I
Yeah.
have to put up with my
Yes.
Gen Z, And my Gen Z gives me all kinds of acronyms, okay? And you know what? She says, Mommy, if you don't know these acronyms, what are you doing? She will look at me like, LMAO, Lamau. She'll say Lamau,
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
supposed
So
to
when my girl,
understand. Yeah, and I'm supposed
I
to
have
understand that. You know, like
So
when
sometimes when
I
I ask
put,
them something, they will say IDK. I said, oh,
yeah,
what?
IDK,
So it's
yeah,
hard
IDK,
to get used to it. Yeah. What
yes,
don't know say don't know what IDK,
yeah,
IDK.
IDK. And then
Yeah.
worse, you know, I, I'm gonna put you, Shireen, especially because we both have this Gen Z kids around, and then you know we have to manage, you know. So like for example, just now, do you see my typing? I type Bay, BAE, Bay.
Uh, yeah, I thought it should be a BABE, right?
Exactly. I thought you're gonna ask me this. I thought you're gonna ask me, you know, Joe. I thought you're gonna tell me, hey,
No, we
Bay.
take it. We take it
Yeah.
today now to speak about it. Yeah.
Yes, so you probably tell me, hey babe, is it spelling error or not? but but Bae, okay, as in BAE, okay, learn it, okay, so that our viewers also learn something if there are
So
millennials with us, or okay.
So this
Can I
one is
just
what
type it?
Gen Z, is it?
This is
what?
the millennial words, the millennial
So
slang.
Millennial or
BAE.
Gen Z?
Anyway, they already term millennials, by the way. You know, they don't break it down. Okay, by the way, if you read up, they don't
Ah,
anymore break into like specifically your Gen Z, you are going to Alpha. They use now across these 75% of people in this workforce or moving, you know, towards all these. They just call them millennials. They just term them millennials because they are
Mm.
still in the very what we call that age bracket that are very active in their purchasing power, in the income. So they just turn them as millennials. So I know that a lot of us, because when you told me about when we talk about millennial, we keep thinking, oh, is it only stop at 39 and then start at
Exactly.
24? But actually,
Mm.
a lot of them,
Mm.
they term themselves, even my daughter, they don't say they're Gen Z. They say we are the millennials. They'll just say,
Uh,
oh, this is the
oh
new,
really?
we're the, yes. They don't
so
use this Gen Z
Ah.
thing. They
become a
don't.
universal term for those who are
Yes,
really right.
yes. It's just a loose term they use to say that
Mm.
we are, you know, in the internet age, and we are different. We use acronyms. You know, we use acronyms like BAE, meaning that okay, if I want to say you are before anyone else, that means you are my bestie. You come before anyone else. So BAE is before anyone else.
Whoa. So it's before anyone else. Eh.
Yes. So you are before anyone else.
Wow, that's wonderful. BAE, we learned something today. Yeah.
Yes.
So, like what Audrey say is true. We are more stressed because I think the generation after these millennials, we are more a perfectionist. You know, when you are a perfectionist, it's very
You are a
tiring.
perfectionist, right?
You are very
Do you,
self.
do, when they do
I
interviews or they do any speech, right? For us, maybe we write, you are writing down some notes and do things like that. But
Mm,
for them, they can just read off their handphone.
yes, you read off the
Yeah,
handphone.
to
That's
them it's
true.
fine. Why must write not so scripted? They just read off their handphone and they openly hold their handphone and then they start reading off it, or they have any interviews, they just use their handphone straight away. Not like us, you have to make it as
Mm,
proper as possible, you know. Nobody can see your paper, nobody can
yes.
see all this kind of thing. Yeah.
so thanks to these influencers,
Yes.
I'm feeling myself the gap is like further and further and further away already. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
But
and
let's
and
go.
just now you mentioned Josephine about, oh, you know, they are very into followers, you know, and all that. You know, so if you have a Facebook, you are certainly a boomer to them. Because if you're not
What?
on IG, if you are
Ah,
on Facebook like us, okay,
mm,
my daughter always remind me, such a boomer. Why are you still on Facebook? People are doing
mm,
IG live now, mom.
yeah.
Okay. It's like get a life. She'll say get a life. Yeah, literally get a life. You need an IG. Okay? Nobody cares about your Facebook. So it kind of it's pretty hurtful, you know. Can you imagine your 13-year-old can talk to you this way, and a mother in this gen whatever has to just cannot go and say like, why are you saying
Yeah.
this? You know, you can't, because to them they will rationalize with you and say, look at the IG kind of people versus the Facebook type of audience. Okay.
They are very direct. But then
Yes.
again, we know who we attract and who our customers are, and who they
Yes.
attract, who their main target are.
Exactly.
It's
Yes.
actually
Yes.
totally
So
different.
I will need
Yes.
to remind her that, Mummy's clients are people that are paying clients that are in this age bracket, that they can have a higher purchasing power still. And so Facebook is in that era, I agree, that is the time when we were born. Okay,
For
so we
us
need
lah.
to be in touch. Yeah, so we need to be in touch with them, So I cannot be so of course we also will be like afraid to lose out, and so that means we also must join the IG. So like for example, she creates IG for my little girl at only 3 years old. She manages the IG for her. She
Wow.
changes the IG name for her. She creates email for her. So I'm like, okay, what else do you need for her? You
Yeah.
know,
She's super. But
so
then
she
she is one of the genius, Audrey, I must say.
no,
Not
no, no,
all,
not genius. Cannot say genius.
not all of them.
Oh,
But I
just
still
nice is
feel
the forte.
But I still feel at the
Yeah.
end of the day, they still need to learn some kind of respect and be
Yes.
sensitive. We're
Yes.
all human. It's
Yes.
just like a few days ago, one millennial was asking me, Joe, how old are you? And ours is like, wow, what a question. And we try to like evade the question a little bit. What if I tell you my age? Does that make you
That's enough.
happier? And then
Yeah.
they still ask,
Exactly.
what is your age? I said, and your mother, what's your age? It just is so direct. They just want the answer. Just give
Yes.
me your number. What?
Mm.
What's so difficult about you? Just give me your number.
Yes.
So yeah, but I do appreciate their saviness in technology
Yes.
because
It's
I
true.
am
They are
very
so savvy. I agree.
correct. So with this good, elements in them, it does make our jobs work together because there
Mm.
are some
Correct.
things that you can't do like us, and there are some
Yes.
things we cannot do like them. For me, I'm learning
Exactly.
to let go a lot of things. If you can do this, you do this. I'm not going to stress myself as though I don't
Yes.
have enough
Yes.
stress. That you know what I mean?
Actually, I
So
agree with you.
mm,
Agree on that.
Audrey say they are stress free, which actually is a good thing that we do learn from them. Why bother to, think about so much to become a perfectionist in that sense,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
Make mistakes,
Yes.
it just let
Actually,
go.
Mm.
Mm,
because of
Yes.
their freedom and this mindset that they have, so they are in a way also more creative than our
Exactly.
age group. Yeah,
I
so
actually
we
do
can
agree with
tap
Shireen.
on the talent. Mm.
mm,
They really become very creative because they don't care two hoots, about how the world looks at them.
Yeah.
Like my daughter hates the fact that anyone use filter on their pictures. She really
ah,
hates filters. And you know what she'll tell me? These people are so fake. And don't be so fake,
get
mom.
real,
Don't be so fake. Get real, okay? Don't
get
come and
real.
filter your pictures. If I see you filter your pictures, you are just so fake. Okay. So can you imagine that because of her, I don't like to filter as well. But if I filter, she
Mm.
teach me, oh, now the latest trend is to use this kind of color.
Pre-
That
Preset.
what they call it preset, right? Yeah.
Audrey, you're very lucky, right?
I don't know whether I to say I'm
Yeah,
lucky or
sometimes,
I
sometimes
I'm
we
lucky.
do something, we have a new topic, we have a new idea, or we want to do this particular look. And I will say, okay, Audrey, what your daughter say? What your daughter say?
Yeah, then we'll ask also, hey, what your niece say? What your niece say, right?
Audrey has a 13-year-old girl. Shireen,
Yes.
how old is the
Really.
oldest?
Mine is beyond Z, I think. Mine is
11, is
11.
it?
Oldest is 11. Oldest
Ah,
11.
okay, okay, okay. So there's
Mm.
nothing much more to compare. I thought you would have already a millennial. You could be married when you are 17 years old.
No.
Very smart. Quick enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
Then
But
They,
do the
they, they,
millennials nowadays believe in meeting up? Because when they meet up, a lot of them are on their social media or on their mobile phones and those gadgets, you see. I'm just wondering, do millennials meet up? They like to meet up on, like my kids, when they play games, they
mm,
they meet in the game. They don't meet their
yes, yes,
friends
yes. They
anymore.
do, they do.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know if
I don't.
you just
I
physical
think
meet up.
I think it's a personality thing because my daughter still enjoys meeting up and still also on the internet.
Okay.
So she does both, a fair bit of both. She loves going shopping. She loves she still likes to go out shopping, you know, and she still knows how to shop online. That's the problem. So she knows both ways, you know.
Because the parents give her a credit card, right?
What? No, no, no. How can you give a credit card at this age? No, 13 only cannot.
Some cards cannot.
You wouldn't give to a
And no,
13-year-old. Why would you do that? But you know
Then how-
something? She did. But you know, you are so right. She did ask me. She did ask me. And I said, you know, you can always just ask me for the money. Is why do you need the sub card? What if you lose it? Because it's not like I'm not going to give it to you, the money. So I'd rather you lose some cash than you lose the entire credit card. And then what if somebody has to, you know, use your credit card and then I have more problem? I think no.
For me, well, I do have quite a number of them around me, you know, as we work together with them. So I keep telling myself, these days I have to learn to be less sensitive when I talk to them. It's okay because they have no hard feelings. And we are keeping all these hard feelings. It's like it's nothing to them.
Exactly.
And I also find one pretty important point, which I believe some of them do agree and they accept the fact that it's the communications. I think the communication is really quite pretty. It just cannot meet the gap with them, the way they communicate, whether they understand us or we don't understand them. These days, everybody will type in a word hi, right?
Yes.
Is that a millennial thing?
Yes, it is.
So they just
Yes.
hi. What you
Yes,
expect
yes.
me to do hi you back, is it?
Do you? I don't know, Shireen. Do you get text message? WhatsApp. Okay. Your number one is when did you give a handphone to your daughter yet, Shireen? Because I think
No,
you were
but
telling me.
her friend texts her through my number.
Oh, then they weren't there to use all the acronyms and all the nonsense that they do. Because my daughter, of course, you know, she already has a handphone for so many years already. And maybe, I don't know whether I have been, it's too lenient to start her having a handphone. Actually, she had a handphone when she was only P2.
Wow.
Yeah. So basically, when she was 8 years old, she has her own handphone already. And I never ever could stop it after that because I don't feel the need to stop it because I felt that they had to interact in a certain way with their friends, and all the friends, all about 8 years old, they have all their handphones already. So I don't know what you think about this, you know, because 8 years old having a handphone, and Shireen hasn't even given her 11-year-old, which I think that is so hard for a parent. I don't know how you do it, Shireen, because I will never be able to do it because her friends will have a difficult time interacting with her, and then every time they have to go through you, and of course they're not going to say hi like that, you know. They probably not say that. Say
So
hello,
I
I'm
think the
who.
friends sometimes forget that the number is the mother's.
Okay,
So
okay, yeah.
so whenever I don't read the messages when the friend first send in. So I will just say, hey, you have a lot of messages, can you clear it? Or sometimes when I'm
Okay,
outside,
okay.
I will text my sister. I say, can you ask her to check the WhatsApp messages? Because she can on
Okay.
any of my laptop, it access to my WhatsApp.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll be able to then see your own personal WhatsApp, and you're
She
okay
can
with that.
I'm okay lah. Yeah,
You're
nothing.
okay, okay, okay. I guess I didn't like the fact that I have to always, like, you know, pass message through this way, pass message like her.
Oh.
I'm not patient enough to do that. Maybe I'm not patient enough to,
Because
like, you know, have to
I
do
seriously
that.
feel that she because of their age, I feel that they are
Yes.
not. It's not time for them to
Not
be
ready.
independent without me. Their mindset is still very easily persuaded, or
Yes.
influenced by friends. So sometimes, when she already reason out, I will just scroll. Say, hey, don't read. I say, okay. I say, what you talking about? Yeah,
Yes.
but as she grow older, I will foresee that she probably don't want me to intrude already later.
But back to Josephine's, you know, mention about how they just say hi, right? Josephine, this is very normal. My daughter doesn't call me mummy. My daughter doesn't call me mummy, like really mummy. But of course, she calls me mummy. But you know, when she texts me, she loves to say, "Hello there."
Oh, really? Even to you?
Yes, yes. Hello there. And then after that, if I don't answer her, then it'll be capital cats, in cats. Remember what we talk about in etiquette? You should never text people in capital letter. So when I don't respond, right? Hello there. Guess what she does? She texts me in bold. Mommy.
I'm curious. Audrey. So if
Yes.
she bold you, what would be your response? So what would be your
She bold me. I say, what's up? The truth
She's
between
very
me and
chill.
her,
She's totally
I'm a very
different. She's very
chill
different
mom.
from me also.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we talked about the parenting style, remember the last time once with Gloria. And I must say I'm very permissive. My style is I don't know how to like kill their joy, you know. I don't know how to do that. You know, I hate killing their joy. I love to be part of them. I love to let her feel that, yes, what's up there? Eh? What do you need now? So I'll just say, what do you need now? Yeah. But she knows
Ah.
that I'm just being cool as her mom, really. And that's why until today, she is actually very willing to go out with me. You know, whether I want to go shopping or I want to go, sightseeing or want to go, or when we travel, anywhere that I decide to go, she will not complain about it because she knows I will take her through the trails. It means there'll always be something nice and fun, and then back to something that she's more relaxed, and then back to fun again. So maybe that's the reason why she can stay at home and she also can go outside.
We
So
have been
I
talking
guess
about Audrey's daughter a lot. I just wonder what's the difference between a millennial girl and
and
a boy.
boy, I don't have
Boy,
a boy.
oh,
Got to ask Shireen, but
nobody can
Shireen's
advise.
boy, but
Too
Shireen's
young.
boy is too young. Shireen's boy is
So
actually considered alpha.
doesn't mean it's children, people that you know
Yes,
who are boys.
yes. Okay, then can.
Mm.
I would think that I don't know. I think that will be how we interact with our learners and our clients. I mean, who are participants, right? Because a lot of our participants are actually in the age group of, for me, I know my participants are a lot in the 24s to 30s, between 24 to 35 because of training the crew. So all the crew are usually about mid 20s.
Right. I mean, in our job as an
Yes.
image consultant, I that day we were debating. It's like, gosh, what will be happening to our kind of profession? Because
Mm,
okay, girls
yes.
are still girls. They might still want a lot of things from head to toe, right? But when it
Yes.
comes to
Attention.
boys, they are minimalist. They
Yes.
just want to wear
Agree.
something that's comfortable, and you
Yes.
don't have to teach them a lot about etiquette. Come on, tak ko che ko, that kind of thing. No. And communication is like, please cut the crap. I just want something simple, easy, and direct. That kind of
Yes.
thing. But we are here to teach them. Could you please dress well enough? For instance, we teach them how to dress for interviews. To them, it's like, come on, I wear black. Black, it's Steve Jobs wear black. Everybody wear black. Well, it is good to wear black. Sometimes it depends when. And being a minimalist, so it's like today I don't even teach people how to tie a tie. It's like a
Yes.
passe thing already.
I
So
do agree.
I just wonder in the path of image consulting. I mean, we are talking about millennials. Bring a little back to our own profession. How do you feel? How do we feel together, all together? And we are going to teach more millennials now. What is the best solution? Is this something that we can change our style, or how do we work with them? I just wonder. I need to know.
For okay, the age group that I teach, they are quite a fair bit from school. So they are actually Gen Z, I think
Yes.
teenage
Gen
years.
Z.
Yes.
Gen Z.
So they're even younger than the
Oh, Gen
millennials.
Z are
The
very young.
Yeah, so
Mm.
the thing about them is they are very opinionated, and like what you said just now, Josephine, they will just voice out whatever they feel. Sometimes we do image destroys, they'll just say, Um, um, I I think that one thing
Example.
that is the image destroyers cannot be too ugly. I say, how are you be too ugly? They cannot have
Tattoo.
cannot
Can I have
tattoo,
tattoo,
but
for example?
they will say, so they will say
Ah,
things like it's actually a bit difficult to change. Cannot be too
yeah.
ugly. Cannot have uh, curly hair. Cannot have too much makeup. Very ugly. They will just throw it out for you. Yeah, so they will not think twice. So what I feel about them is when you want to reach out to them, you have to connect with them. And
Mm,
sometimes, like you say, right, they have their own mindset. You have
Mm,
to use image to work into their lifestyle. Say, for example, you say, know what are the dress codes. Then you have to tell them, okay, now going to concerts is more than just smart casual. We can wear our jeans, because you go Blackpink concert, K-pop kind of concert,
mm,
there's different. So you fit our dress codes or you fit our image techniques or tips into their lifestyle instead
mm,
of going through what the professional dressing and what we have been
mm.
going through step by step. Yeah.
Yes. But if you really want them to suit up now, I think it's really quite a no-no already. It's true.
Yeah, then we got to
Because
adjust also as ourselves. Yes,
good
correct. We
adjust.
also have to
Yes,
adjust
yes. Because I
I saw
think
behind.
behind
a
the scene.
nephew, a
Oh,
little
nephew.
nephew.
Yeah, I
Yes.
spoke to millennials and they say, when you want to work with us, when you want to connect with us, first of all, you have to listen to us first. This is
Did they say
really
that
what,
to you? Did they say that
yes,
to you?
you have to listen to us. And
Wow.
I mean, not to kowtow in the sense, but please accept what we are about. I mean, accept our opinion, so to speak,
Mm,
before you really do some guidance. But before you even do your guidance, you tell them that this is not the right way or what,
yeah.
the communication will break. They will not
Yes.
listen to you at all. And for
Yes.
me, it's like, one of the best way is to train up somebody who's a millennial who can
Mm-hmm.
actually reach out to millennials.
Exactly. Good one.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Mm.
Because I
Yeah.
think the millennial style is, I believe the industry will definitely evolve and it has to evolve. It cannot stay the same way. It's like, honestly, I mean, for us, trying to teach them colors now
mm,
is something that I don't know in Malaysia and Singapore, because again, we may not have mentioned, we're in Singapore here, and the clients that are in Malaysia and Singapore could be also quite different as well.
quite different. Mm,
Yes, definitely. So
yeah.
I realized that colors is something that is not very well. I don't know, Shireen, but I find that in Singapore now, people don't really care if they are wearing the right colors, or is it really a necessity that I must have the right blue, the right red, the right, shade of
I think so.
green. I think it's really gone. That has really gone,
It also
and
depends on
yes, in
culture.
a way,
Culture.
yeah, culture as well. Culture and also that generation. Because if I really look at my 13-year-old, she will never ever let me do a color analysis on her, I bet. Because she'll just say, Mom, please,
don't, don't
don't,
ever drip anything on my body,
yeah, don't
okay?
trick me, okay? It's like, I don't need that. It's like, I wear what I like to wear.
Right.
Okay, this is what they will be telling you. I like what I like to wear and what I feel comfortable and is stylish,
Mm.
and period. And of course, then after that, if they start to go for interviews, I think we need to train their mindsets about the credibility, the trustworthiness that they need to develop from first impressions. I think that's something that one, I think we have to agree that it will not change. First impressions will never change, no matter what.
Right.
Okay?
Like
So you
what
have to
they
Yes,
do
say,
their topics and give and insert in the proper professional
yes,
minimum
yes.
professional dressing that they need to
Minimal. That's
maintain.
right.
Mm.
Mm.
I totally agree with you, ladies. Now, as we only have about 40-45 minutes, just before we go,
Yes, yeah.
of course, we want to know from our friends if there are any questions
Mm.
so far for any of us to answer you before, we have
Yes.
another 5 minutes to round off.
Are
we
we
are here.
able to see any comments? Do we see anybody giving
So
comments?
T will show us the comments.
Oh,
But
okay.
let's just think about it, right? Well, millennials are millennials. We love them. They love us. We need them. They do. Huh?
No, it's a sorry, Joe. It's a love-hate relationship.
A lovely relationship. Not so bad lah. To me, I often think that there's a lot of things that because you just mentioned mindset, man. They are not too bad a human. It's just
Yes,
that it's
yeah.
humans. They want their freedom, their mindset, their freedom of expression or whatnot.
Correct.
So, what
Yes.
would you want to put into the advice for millennials? What one advice would you give to millennials to be a better person? Not that they are not a good person. They are in their own way, but there are certain things that they probably don't realize. You are Gen X. I'm a baby boomer, the later one, closer to Gen X. Yeah.
Yes. Join us. You're not. Join us.
So give them one advice. How to become a better millennial, a better example. What one good advice would you give? You are mummies. To me, let me
Irene, you
start
want to
first.
start first or I
I
start
felt
first?
that
Yes, Joe, you start first.
actually I have three, but I just want to give one.
Okay.
I felt that to be a better millennial, this is so important. Be a responsible person. You may make mistakes. You may hurt somebody. You may not know that that is the right thing to do. Ignorance lah. I give it the fact that ignorance, because if communication breakdown, people don't even want to teach you. When people don't teach you, you are in the dark. But to you, you don't feel that you are in the dark. But whatever you do, be responsible to your doings. I think this is something that I
Yes,
really wish.
good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one.
Yes. Okay, I'll
Okay,
share mine.
alright.
Very
Okay.
close to you. Oh, okay. You want to do it first?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, for me, I feel that one advice from my side is I feel they should take a step back, have an open mindset, because there are a lot more things to learn and to absorb rather than chasing their own freedom and being opinionated. They can have their opinions, but they will gain more if they hear what are the opinions people have around them. So they will gain more, they will learn more, they will have even a better um they have even better opinions, they will end up having more I was not so judgmental kind of opinions, more fair opinion in a way. So I think mindset would be one thing that it's good if you take one step back and they look at things with a more open mindset. Mm.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes. I
One
think I
step.
want to end. Yes. I think I will end off with this advice is, which I always tell my daughter. I gave her this Chinese name with the back, En, and in English, En means gratitude.
Mm.
Right? So I always remind her, whatever you do, always remember you need to be grateful. Okay? And to be grateful means you have to look at who are the people around you who have helped you along the way, who have given you the path, who have laid the path for you. And if you don't show appreciation and gratefulness, you realize that you're not, like what Joe said, you're not taking responsibility. It's
Good
true.
one.
And yes. So we all need to be accountable for what we do. So I think together with the open mindset and great responsibility, I think we hope that the millennials will change the world, okay? Change the world for a better one, all right?
Have more empathy. I think empathy
Yes,
is one of
empathy.
the root to anything great that happen. And whoever you are around this world, be a good citizen, be a good
Yes.
parent to your kids, and be a good kid to your parent, right? Because
Yes. I like that.
around, yes, I always, to your parents, you're always a kid, even though you're 45, right? So be a good kid to your parents.
Exactly.
and be a good parent to your kids. Yeah. So the empathy is really the beginning of anything good. Whoever it is, we are still the most senior one lah. You know, give us a little bit
Yeah,
of grace.
true.
Listen to us a bit. Okay. So
No,
Hey,
I think you can.
no,
I think you
hey,
can.
yeah, go
Audrey,
ahead.
you say?
No, I always remember my mother would say, "Oh, 我食鹽多過你食飯呢."
fine.
I understand. I understand.
Understand, okay. So we translate. That means, my mother eat more salt than I eat rice.
Right. Right.
I think
You know,
that
I
one.
remember.
Your point can link to respect, being respectful.
Yes.
Yes, being respectful. I think that is something lacking. They are in their own world, whether it's their gadgets or whether their opinions or whether
Yes,
their
yes.
views. They kind of lost a bit of the respect.
Yes.
Sometimes when my daughter
Yes.
answered in a certain way, then she was like, yeah, lol. She would say, lol. I said, excuse
Lol.
me. Excuse me. What do you say? Or sometimes she will just tell me things like struck me off kind of thing, and then I will remind her, pull her back, remind her, hello, I'm your mother. Can you talk to me properly?
So that's the way we want to be. We hope millennials will have one advice from us to be a better person. But from their point of view, right? They would also want to tell us, what about you? We need you to
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
like what Audrey say, your mother say something. Today I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about my dad. When I was young, my dad used to say, okay, nowadays, 講多一句都唔得啊. I speak
哎
more
呀
than
呀
you,
呀
I keep my mouth shut.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
now, I think it's my turn, I think I spoke too much. So it's like, it's my turn to keep my mouth shut, when you work with the millennials, right? So is there a way how
Agree.
we can work with the millennials now? It's their turn to ask us, please, look at us, how you want to work with us.
Yes. And you know what?
You
Maybe
hear
now
from the horse's
I
mouth.
can imagine some of them are doing this.
Shaking their head. Okay,
And,
now,
Okay, we will listen. We just need them to tell us, remind us. Sometimes I also sit down and listen. I say, what, Blackpink or black or pink? What's that? I say, oh, Blackpink is a name. Oh, okay,
Blackpink.
that I will, yeah. So I will. So these are K-pop names. And sometimes they will say, should I buy this or buy that? I say, buy this. I waste money. They say, okay. Which one you like? I'll try to take a step back also sometimes.
Yes,
so
yes.
it's good that we listen to them too. Now, thank you, ladies. But before we go off, let me just
Yes.
remind our viewers. Now, Mummies Get Real, this duo has got wonderful topics, and they have their YouTube channel. They start to, I think they sell something, and every month there are 2 Fridays, Mummy Get Real will go live. Now, how
Yes.
do we go to your channel, your YouTube channel?
Simply subscribe to Mummies Get Real. So it's MUMMIES, Mummies Get GET Real, REAL. Okay, so we are real.
I really like this because
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid when you type in mummies and you don't see us. Please type in the whole thing, okay? You may end up seeing Egyptian mummies, but doesn't
Mummies.
matter. Just type the whole thing, mummies
I like
get
Shireen.
real.
My student.
Yes.
Yeah, Shireen. Thank you, Shireen. It's
Yes.
the end of our show.
Mm.
You can always
Thank
watch
you.
our replay. Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank
Before
you for joining us.
Before I go off, of course, I have to tell people that, my next online course will be Men's Society, but I call that online basic. So it's no longer the advanced course, but something basic. I love that. All right. So
I know.
it's still one of my favorite topics. Okay, ladies, I really thank Mummies. I really thank you for your time. I will keep in touch with you from your YouTube
Yes.
channel, your Fridays
Thank
Mummy Get
you. Yes.
I must.
Thank
Can I
you,
add one thing?
Josephine.
Can I add one thing? I have attended Josephine's course during Education Day, and I must say she's a very knowledgeable and fun speaker.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yes, yes,
Support
yes,
her
yes.
as
No love
well.
to me. Support her.
Thank you so much. And thank you to team.
And
Have a
yes.
wonderful, productive week, ladies, mummies.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
Thank you, Joe, for
Bye-bye.
inviting
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
very much.
everyone.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.